Hi everyone, and welcome to Capture One TV News. I'm Matt Ehrman reporting. Today is March 7th, 2015. The next chapter in Fostoria's history begins this month as the Fostoria Area Historical Society gets set to embark on its biggest film production yet. Leonard Skinicki explains.
Thank you, Matt. It's always a pleasure to be on Capture One TV. The Fostoria Area Historical Society has begun work on Volume 4 of our History of Fostoria DVD series. We have at least tentatively selected a title for Volume 4, and it is called To Service. And the video is going to feature Fostoria's military history. We're going to be talking to Fostoria's veterans, and we're also going to be talking about all of the conflicts that Fostorians have served in, beginning with the Civil War and moving on to the Spanish-American War, Korea, Vietnam, World War I, World War II, and the current conflicts in Afghanistan and Iraq. We're hoping that the video will be ready for Veterans Day, November 11th of 2015. And we're hoping that these DVDs will be as successful as the previous 3 volumes have been. We've been very pleased with the sales of Volumes 1, 2, and 3, and we're looking forward to good things for Volume 4. Is
there anything else that the Historical Society has going on this year?
Well, we're going to open the Foster's Museum on Main Street. That's 105 North Main, and we're going to have the museum open up a little earlier this year. Normally, we are open both the Main Street Museum and the North Street Museum. We're open May through October. But we're going to open the Foster's Museum on Main Street every Saturday afternoon from 1 to 4, beginning on April Fool's Day, April 1st. If anyone would be interested in visiting the museum at a time when we're not open, we're also open to groups by request. So once again, you can call me at 419-435-3588, and we will schedule you a tour.
And what can people expect if they take a visit of the Foster's Museum?
We have a permanent display of items that belong to Governor Foster and his family. We have lots of photographs that document the governor's political career. He was responsible for the completion of the Washington Monument and for improvements and innovations in the care of mentally ill persons. He was instrumental in building and actually ran the Toledo State Hospital, today Toledo Mental Health Center, and we have exhibits that pertain to that. We also have a new window display. We have some items pertaining to Fostoria sports history, and because spring cleaning is coming along, we have some household items that haven't been used by any housewife anywhere for quite a long time.
With only a few months into 2015, it's just not too early to begin talking about this year's football season, and the Historical Society has pretty good reason to do so.
We have some Ohio State football tickets to raffle off. That's the national champion Ohio State University Buckeye football team. And we have tickets for the Penn State game, which I'm not sure about the date exactly, but they're playing the Penn State Nittany Lions in October at Ohio Stadium, and we're going to have a pair of tickets that will be raffling off as a fundraiser for the Historical Society. So all you Buckeye fans out there, here's an opportunity to get to see a Buckeye game pretty cheap.
And how can our viewers get a ticket?
The tickets we're going to be selling them. Any board member will have some tickets for sale. We'll have them at the museum, and we'll be at the farmers market again this year, and you can stop by our table at the farmers market and we will be happy to sell you a ticket. Why do you need an overcoat on a 90-degree day? You need it because that's where you hide your machine gun.
You know very well how much the folk depended on us during the war.
That there's definitely spirit activity here. There's convincing core of evidence that shows that there's a phenomenon that's flying around in our airspace.
Welcome back to Capture One TV News. It won't be long, and the sounds of summer will once again be a daily experience. And at least on some of those days, music and culture will also fill the downtown streets of Fostoria. All right, Browning, as president of the Fostoria Community Arts Council, what is your main job and main role?
My particular main role is to make sure that we are publicized as far as our events that we do and our workshops and the various concerts that we put on, and also that we are able to, we wanted people to know in Fostoria that there's cultural activities in Fostoria. They don't have to go out of town to enjoy those kind of activities.
How did the Fostoria Community Arts Council get started?
Well, actually, we started as a division of the Framework for Progress of the Chamber, and through that, we got our own 501c3, and we were able to go out on our own, and that was in 1998. And we have plenty of room, and Don and Mary Hansen are very gracious to allow us to use the bank itself in case we have some major event that we get rained out, that we need a place to go or whatever. We can use the bank building itself. So come by and see us sometimes. We have artwork usually on the walls here, and we always have something going on. And that's from local artists. So we display area and local artists' work free of charge, and we also do things for musicians with our concerts and that. And we used to have literary contests. In fact, I think that we're going to have a book reading sometime soon. And we try to cover all the arts. We haven't done anything with theater because, unfortunately, we were going to be involved with Footlighters, and since they're no longer around, we are on the back burner right now. We're thinking about doing something along those lines. But all 5 cultural things we're trying to do, all the arts.
So there is at least talk of trying to make a plan to bring back some sort of stage theater in Fostoria?
Yes, we've talked about doing maybe a dinner theater either here in the bank building or maybe at the Women's Club, and we have discussed that with both people. And you know, we'd have to start out small, but we're thinking about doing that. They used to have the Footlighters used to be at Riley School and the Women's Club before they had their own building, so it's not an impossibility.
And what kind of events does the Arts Council have coming up here as we get a little bit closer to spring?
Well, of course, we will have an Easter workshop coming up for kids. We're going to do a wreath-making workshop soon, and this spring we're going to do a calligraphy workshop so that people, and this is for adults, so that they can learn how to do calligraphy in case they want to do like wedding invitations or graduation invitations or anything like that on their own. They'll be able to do it. Of course, we have, as I said, the Lunch on the Lawn and also the summer concert series, and we're in the planning stages, but we'll have at least 4 concerts this summer at the park, and all of this is free of charge.
Which park?
This used to be Metal Arc, now it's Foundation Park at the amphitheater. And by the way, if no one's been out there lately, the amphitheater has been painted and remodeled lately, so it looks great, and that is courtesy of the Y, who is in charge of the park itself. They've done an absolutely great job.
If someone wanted to get involved with the Fostoria Community Arts Council, how would they go about doing that?
Well, number one, they can call me. My name's in the phone book. Or we have brochures that we have available around town that you can pick up the information about the Arts Council. And if you want to support us financially, since we are strictly nonprofit and strictly 501c3, all volunteer organization, that's a start.
Well, that's all the time we have. Be sure to give us a like on Facebook and subscribe to Capture One TV on YouTube. for all the latest and good news from Fostoria and the surrounding communities. Next time, we take an in-depth look at the Fostoria Fire Department, who have several initiatives in progress that could make a real difference in our community. Until then, for Capture One TV News, I'm Matt Ehrman reporting. Good night.